Ms. Owen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I expected to see probably the same folks who were here Monday night and had no idea that it was Wear Red Night. When we talk about whether a resolution is valuable, we have a resolution before us that's not going to pass, and look at our community engagement. Discussing this has been valuable for many reasons, whether it passes or not, because we have had this discussion, the community has heard the discussion, and the community understands who they need to go call to express their concerns. Thank you.
Y'all done? I don't know how many times I have to say this. Please be respectful. The officers are back there, and I will have people removed. Thank you. Mr. Watson. Excuse me. Mr. Watson.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Unbelievable.
I think some of what we're seeing in the room tonight is indicative of what happens when you have a public board. And I get people not like standing up and being disruptive and all the things, and I also get you respectfully asking for us to be able to speak. I wasn't going to say this until you just did what you did, but to me it's odd to kind of make that type of threat. Like, this is part of like the democracy piece of it. Like, people should be able to, and they're not hooting and hollering, people should be able to say, yes, I agree with this, I'm affirming this. All right, I'll set that aside. There's been several times in our conversation tonight where people have said, resolutions don't have an effect, I don't know why we're doing this, I don't know why we're talking about resolutions, this seems to be political and all this kind of stuff. I used to say when I first got elected to the school board that I'm not a politician. It's not really true. Like, we are all politicians. Like, we're elected to do these types of things. And a resolution, like it or not, is one of the very few tools we have as a school board member. I can count on less than one hand how many resolutions have ever been presented to this board in the 3.5 years that I've been on it. I mean, it's not like it's not like people are just slinging out resolutions all the time. To me, it would make sense that board members at any one point, if they felt like there's a position that the board needs to officially take on something, that would be the tool and the mechanism that they would do it and present it. So it just seems disingenuous to me to like slap somebody's hand for like even presenting a resolution. And then also this idea, well, this is just happening because it's political. Well, yeah, it is political, and the political is about a debate and to say, here's what we believe in, here's what we agree about, here's the conversation. And to Ms. Owen's point, this process has been good. Whether or not it passes or not is still good. But again, to try to people feel like they shouldn't have spoken about this, they shouldn't have brought it to the board, that it was a waste of time. Again, I don't, what are we doing here? Like, if that's not what we're doing, if we're not debating the politics of our time and what's happening, we all know that this has been a major conversation in our state for at least 4 years, if not more than that. And we also know that people even in our legislature in Knoxville have changed their minds, right? I mean, there's at least one legislator in Farragut who earlier on voted against this. They're probably going to vote for it this time, right? People change their minds through debate and conversation. So I would just ask us, again, I feel like I'm like saying things that I wish I would never have to say, but I just wish we would be like better and not picking at each other in a meeting or picking with the public in a meeting. Like, this is a part of the deal. Like, this is what we signed up for, to debate it. Whether or not we agree or not, we should be able to have the conversation, not try to be made to feel bad for bringing it up. So.
Reverend Butler.
I call for the question.
Is there a second? We have to vote on that, right? Okay.